Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Blocks2Bags. I'm your co-host BJ Mlenga.
I'm Sebi Mesfin.
I'm George Clunan.
And in this episode we're going to be talking all about the business of art. We're going to break down how this person literally has had their art pieces being sold in six of the biggest shopping malls in the UK. This happened during the pandemic. She's had some celebrity endorsements. There's no other than the artist Toyosi, who's here with us today.
Hi. Hi guys, hi.
So you started the art business in the pandemic. Within 2 months, you had Megan Good and Grace Byers as your celebrity clients. Your product's been shipped in over 20 different countries. You got a background working in a Big Four. How are you making all this happen? Obviously, you took the leap of faith of leaving the financial world of big corp to actually follow your passion as an artist, something that a lot of people find hard to do, especially the art business. You have highs and lows, but you're making it work.
Wow. I mean, hearing it out loud is actually crazy. I mean, thank you so much. Thank you. How have I done it? I mean, I love it. I love it so much, and I've just been consistent, and I think consistency is key to everything that I do. So that's how I started, and that's how I've been going.
What does a week look like as an art entrepreneur?
Yeah, so I start by looking at my backlog on my website, all my orders on the website, and then from there I'll speak to my suppliers, restock all the content, all the posters. I spend at least 3 hours a week designing new art, so I'm constantly creating. I never just sit on a bunch of old pieces. Nice. I dedicate at least 1 day a week to inspiration, so I go to different galleries around London. I look at new artwork. I get some ideas from different people, from big names, smaller names. I also mentor some people as well who are really interested in building their own brands. Yeah. So I give advice. I tell them how I've learned from my challenges and stuff like that. And I work alongside my business partner. So we host pop-ups around the UK. And then from there, we plan our next location. We plan how we're gonna just keep growing.
And these pop-ups, you were talking Boots and John Lewis.
Yeah.
The biggest.
Big leagues. Big leagues.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I had a question for you around, we were chatting earlier around how you're a creator and an entrepreneur and how you kind of bring those two things together. So you told us before you're at KPMG. How did you nurture your creative side? Have you always been creative? Did you always know that when you're at KPMG doing the corporate thing, one day I'm gonna be doing this? Or how did it come about?
Oh my God, it's a weird story. Like, if I go all the way back, I studied law and business at Warwick University, jumped into the corporate world, KPMG straight away, consulting, tech consulting. Then by my third year, I was really like, what am I doing? I'm not really that fulfilled, but I know I'm growing professionally, kind of thing. And I was just like, who am I, you know? So I found myself in a team within the company that allowed me to really nurture my skills and my art skills. And they actually brought in a professional artist to train me.
Wow.
That's how it happened.
Wow.
I hadn't done art GCSE. I was just really good at art. I went to summer schools, but never really tapped into it since secondary school. Okay. So I had this training at KPMG, and for 1 year, I was just back on my artwork, doing it all over again. I was like, oh my God, I miss this so much. I love it so much. And
was that manager that approved that?
Yeah.
Those was angels.
I'm telling you, literally it was approved.
You got to send them some art in a post.
I know, I've got actually, don't worry.
Just a little sign thing.
I do need to send him something. And that training just allowed me to come back to who I really am. And then from there, I took a really big decision. I told my parents, they were like, what are you doing? But they knew I was passionate. They knew I was going to really plan my execution. And I just left and said, I'm going to try it out and see where it goes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I mean, you said you've come from that sort of Nigerian
Very Nigerian.
Yeah, so I can imagine if I told my family, hey, I've got this really awesome job here, and actually I want to pursue something creative. How did you have that conversation? How did they have the confidence in you? Did they know you're going to be successful? How did that conversation go with your parents?
Do you know what? My mum is the most supportive mum in the world, but she's very safe. So it was a difficult conversation, but she believes in me, and she's like, try it out for this amount of time. If it doesn't work, you can fall back to what you know, kind of thing. So, and my dad was just like, as long as you know what you're doing, do it, kind of thing. So my parents weren't absolutely, they didn't object it, but they were like, are you sure, kind of thing. And I was just like, let's hope I can prove them wrong, So, and things just started to happen straight after. Yeah.
And then how have NFTs came into your digital art world?
Do you know what? I've had at least 7 different friends, family members all come at me and say, are you doing NFTs? Are you doing it? Are you doing it? Like, so many people have been telling me, are you doing it? And I just felt, how can I not be tapping into this world? So, and because I'm in the digital art space as well, it's something that I can just dive deep into. So I've actually started my own collection. One of my first NFTs is currently in OpenSea at the minute.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh,
I've seen it. What's the floor price on that?
I mean, it's kind of, yeah, it's a cheeky one. I might, we'll talk about that. Yeah, I need to add more to it though. I'm adding more to that particular piece, and yeah.
What does the token get them access to?
As in, like, how much percentage they get?
Break down the NFT. What do you get?
Guys.
Why want your NFTs? Like,
No,
what are
because
people?
there's
Okay,
people
yeah,
out there
sure.
who want to obviously, they probably want to make their own NFTs. So when someone or when the person does actually win the floor bid of your collection, what are they going to get access to? What does this collection currently give them access to?
So they can trade that however they feel free to do.
Nice.
Yeah. So they get ownership to that particular art piece, complete ownership.
Okay.
And there's going to be at least 10 more of that particular design within that collection. That collection is really good because that piece is one of my best sellers, and I know that people are obsessed with that particular design. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And as you've been going on the journey, I suppose everyone knows about NFTs at a different level.
Yeah.
So I suppose you're on that journey, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But obviously, some people's NFTs that exist out there give people access to like exclusive events. Some people are now joining like private Discord groups.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different accessibility that comes from having an NFT. On your journey so far, have you and your team discussed what the different levels are, or what are you thinking? I know, like, it's so good that you've actually gone out and done it, but there's lots of people who, like, for example, me and friends I have, were hesitant or trying to get the proposition correct.
Yeah.
But you're only going to build momentum and community from being in the market.
Of course. At the minute, I'm currently part of quite a few communities on Twitter. I have an NFT mentor. He's based in Detroit. He's literally like a genius. He's been selling and flipping. Amazing. He's amazing. Rico.
How did we get a Rico in our life?
Literally, and do you know what? How I met Rico is through Instagram.
Nice.
Rico jumped in my DMs and was just so proud of my work. And from there, we had a Zoom meeting, and all of a sudden, he's my mentor. That is how it happened. He just found me on Instagram.
Nice.
So I think, networking is amazing. Putting yourself out there, letting people know about your work.
So currently with the collection, you'll get to own the art piece, and hopefully in the future you're going to add other exclusive access.
This is the thing about this particular piece. It's the first one I've launched, but within more pieces that I'm bringing out, there's going to be more of that exclusivity that you're talking about. I can't really like shout about it right now because I want to, fine tune. Yeah, exactly. But that's the first one at the minute.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'd love to sort of dive a bit deeper into your sort of creative work, your inspiration. Tell the people, like, I've seen some of your prints and some of your work, but like, how would you describe your kind of creative work? What kind of inspires you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I have a very wide pool of designs that I actually tap into. I don't think I've got one set style, but I would say I'm very abstract, Afrocentric, silhouette type design work. I love the female silhouette, every silhouette. I mean,
Silhouette.
Line art, anything modern. I'm obsessed with modern art and making it look like the clean aesthetic is my go-to design style, like very clean, very minimalistic. That's what I love. Colors as well, very vibrant. I'm also really big on the art scene in Africa. I feel like some of the biggest talents is based in Africa, and I actually have endorsed some artists in Africa on my site because I feel like they deserve that level of exposure as well. So I'm really into that.
That's amazing. So we talked about the inspiration, and we were talking earlier about like monetizing and productizing your sort of creativity and your art. I was saying I have loads of friends who are like really creative, but they somehow can't get into Boots and sell their products. So how do you sort of get to that level, and what does it really take to be able to productize and monetize your art to the point where you can quit your job and actually start making a living from what you're truly passionate about?
Yeah, wow. I mean, I think networking is the most powerful thing in the world. Instagram has been a platform that has basically changed my life, in all honesty. The Megan Good moment came from Instagram, like actually getting the address for Megan Good in my DMs to ship my artwork is how that happened. And that was Instagram, you know? So putting yourself out there, constantly posting, telling people what you're doing, affiliate marketing, getting people to endorse you, and collaborating with other brands, putting yourself out there, getting the emails, emailing people, letting them know what you do, designing pitch decks, you know, putting yourself in the pitch deck, talking about how the numbers and the customers and the impacts you're making is really changing people's lives. And yeah, I mean, know your stuff. Shout about your talents.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, whoever is for you will be for you, and they will support you. And that's how I've just been from day one. And yeah, and after that, even with the Megan Good moment, Grace Byers even came and ordered her own set, and she's from Empire, so she ordered her custom set for her husband, and they've got it in Hollywood now. So it's all about pushing it out there. Like genuinely, Instagram. Oh God, you're gonna get me back going all the way back. But yeah, that's how it happened.
So you've just been consistent with the work.
Yeah.
You've been pushing hard, as you mentioned. As you said, like you had to go do trainings at KPMG, and you know that picked it up. 5-8 years ago, you didn't know that you were going to be doing this full time. The last 2 years, obviously, a lot's happened. There's a lot of momentum. You 6 shopping malls. Like, what does planning look like for a business owner coming out of the pandemic?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's like opportunities online, opportunities offline.
Yeah.
Are you going to continue growing with these pop-ups that you're doing, or actually is NFTs going to be like a really big line of business for you? Like, what does planning look like in 2022 for an entrepreneur?
Yeah, wow, it's a really good question. I think I've been really structured in looking at the year and then breaking my workload into quarters. So I say to myself, how am I approaching my work from Q1, from Q2, from Q3, from Q4?
Yeah.
And before I got into Q2, I had already lined up what I wanted to have done by Q2. So my NFT is fully launched now. I said to myself in Q1, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get myself an NFT mentor. Rico just happened. So that, I don't even know how that...
No, there's power in manifestation.
Manifestation, I write everything
setting
down. I literally write every single thing down, and I just plan based on quarters, and then I set myself weekly goals, monthly goals, and then try my best to attain that.
Those are the blocks.
Yeah.
You're giving them the blocks to really
Proper
get
blocks,
that
yeah.
bag. I love that. I love
Yeah.
how you said quarterly planning and stuff like I'm a huge believer in like planning quarterly. Did that come from your time at working at KPMG, or how did you
Actually,
sort of
yeah.
think about, okay.
That's where that KPMG and structure really comes to play. Even though I'm a creative, you actually need self-contained ways of structuring your life. Like being a creative, at times you find you're just everywhere, and if you're everywhere, it doesn't really get done well, you know? So I think that's where it comes to play. Yeah, definitely.
What's like the biggest gem, or we like to say here, block? What's the biggest block you took from that corporate world of KPMG into your lifestyle now?
Networking. The power of networking is so important. Also, planning ahead, structuring my days. Like BJ asked me how I've been doing it, I have to structure everything. Even if not all my plans work, at least I tried, at least I set myself some sort of agenda to come to like really build something. Yeah, not being afraid to fail, like partnering with other people. Genuinely, my business partner, having partnered with her, I've had a lot more opportunities. If I didn't partner with her, I wouldn't have achieved at least 2 of the shopping malls I've showcased in. I would have got maybe 4 of them. But because she's got opportunities lined up as well, we're both coming together and increasing our spread.
Yeah. It's a confluence of well, great work.
Yeah, literally.
Amazing.
Literally.
That's amazing. That's a really interesting concept, actually. That it's essentially like a co-founder to a certain extent. Like we talk about founders and co-founders in the business world, but in the
100%.
creator world, like that's such an interesting kind of concept. Like, how did you kind of meet your business partner? Were you guys friends before, and like how has she kind of pushed you or sort of made you think about like different factors of the kind of business side of things? And because I think this is such an interesting takeaway and a massive block that our audience can kind of take away. So how can they get a co-founder? And
Is this the friend that you said you wanted on this chair as well?
Oh, did I?
Is it?
Oh, damn, I should have brought her. I'm so sorry. If she sees this.
tell us about tell us.
I'll tell. Oh my God, how it happened, it was very random. It was at one of my first pop-ups, like just hosting my artwork in Oxford Street. That's when I met her, and she's the founder of
Oxford Street.
West End, baby.
I mean, she's the founder of a vase brand, very nice luxury end vases. She designs them herself. So our brands go hand in hand. Like when you think about art, you think about vases, and it's literally just so, it partners so well together.
You're doing silhouettes with your
I
hands.
know.
That's what I'm seeing, man.
So that's how we met. We met at one of the pop-ups, and then from there, my mum actually was like, it's my mum.
Love that.
She said to me, why don't you guys collaborate? Like your brands look so perfect together.
Supervision.
I'm telling you. And in our first pop-up, we were literally sitting, our brands were sitting right beside one another, and it was destiny, to be honest. And after that, we collaborated and we said, I've got this opportunity, let's work together, let's put both ourselves out there and just showcase what we've got and partner. And then from there, we've been doing it together for the last 6 months, and we've had so many opportunities as a result.
Love that.
As a result of her, she's pushed me to be more of a consultant as well. Because she does interior design consultations, she gets booked for like how to like change a whole entire space, how to design it. So she said, using my consulting background, I've also built a consulting brand as well. So how to... March 4th is my other business.
Interesting. Is that the name or the?
That is actually the name.
Like, what? Okay,
March
cool.
4th, and it comes from my birthday is March 4th,
Amazing, cool.
and March 4th is forward movement. And everything about forward movement is progression, is personal growth, it's business development, it's partnerships, it's everything that I stand for. So that's something that came about this partnership with Faye. So yeah.
Okay,
Love that.
Residual income.
Residual, yes, 100%.
Is that up and running?
Yeah.
Like, your consultant. Like, was it easier? Like, who do you sell your consultancy services to, and does your art kind of back that up and get you clients, or like, how do the two?
Yeah, I think, do you know what? They're now completely separate.
Okay.
They're now two completely separate entities, but it did start underneath my current brand, because a lot of people would see the endorsements from some celebrities, they would see the John Lewis partnerships and they would email me with, how did you get this? I want to learn, I want to do this. So I said, I have all this knowledge to share. I think I need to start separating it and then just creating something that people can really come and learn from. So that's how it came about. I have done a lot of online workshops with people from around the world based on manifesting, vision boarding, and making things a reality. So it just kind of made sense with March 4th as a separate thing, but yeah.
A big thing when we think about, coming from areas we come from, coming from blocks, coming from areas where, it wasn't just many estates and many farms and many acres of land. A big thing that I've had to learn on the go has just been mindset and a lot of self-talk, a lot of resilience. Is there anything you've actively done to improve your mind for your own fortunes? You mentioned manifestation and vision board sessions you've done for others. When did you get into that? Or is there any practices that you have that really help you keep your mind clear when it comes to this business building stuff?
Yeah, do you know what? I was vision boarding even whilst I was at KPMG. So before I left KPMG, this is going to sound kind of weird to you guys. I hope you don't think I'm a creep, but I did put Megan Good on my vision board.
That is weird.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that's called fulfillment.
it's called faith.
Execution.
Why Megan Good? I just thought, in terms of everything she stood for, in terms of her character, her career, the woman that she is, I just absolutely adore her. She's beautiful. She's so talented. She's done incredibly well. So in terms of who she was, I guess it was kind of like an inspiration. I didn't realize that it was that woman who was going to endorse my business when I stepped into purpose, kind of thing. So
you didn't need to, you had faith.
I had faith. So that happened. And from there, I kind of told people about it, and they were like, wow, like I need to put things down on paper. I need to start writing things. I need to visualize it, And from there, I've continued to do that with everything I've done with my business partner. I have a mentor as well. So I think everyone should get a mentor. It really does help me with like building, getting feedback from someone who sees more than you, someone who's gone ahead of where you've gone. And affirmations is like literally everything I do. Like I'm always like, I can do this, I will get better. It doesn't stop here, that kind of stuff. And I tell myself those things daily, so yeah.
I love that. I love that.
I kind of wanted to touch more about the creator.
Yeah.
Go in, man. Go in.
Yeah, please.
Monetization, because
please.
like this has just been one of my big things. I'm like, I always see a lot of my friends. We used to hang out in Shoreditch, you know, the kind of crew. I've always been more orientated towards the kind of tech side, business side of things. I've never really been like into art that much, but I knew I'm a creative person. I've always known I'm a creative person. It just took a couple of years for it to kind of come out, and I started doing my own little sketches. I got the sketchbook out the other day. And I'm gonna start painting and things like that. But
Amazing.
the question is like, so for example, someone like me who kind of, you know, they might be working in a company, they might think they're a bit creative. Like, how do you bring that kind of creative side a bit out? And then also the flip is for the creators to kind of be more entrepreneurs. Is there any tools, or where do they kind of start? You talk about vision boarding, for example. Like, I've never done a vision board. Like, how do you do it? Where do you start? Do you do it on paper? Do you do it on a computer? Like,
It's in my masterclass, but no,
I was saying no more.
I'm joking. So in terms of the entrepreneurial side of being creative, I think that stems from just planning properly in terms of that Q1, Q2 thing I was saying earlier, and also setting big goals. Like, what does the end of Q1 look like in terms of what you would have achieved, even if you haven't achieved it yet? Even to get there, you know, that whole SMART methodology, specific, measurable, attainable, break literally that down in terms of your creative goals, and then actually set yourself tasks that you can somewhat achieve. That's organized. You can go back to it, be accountable, find someone who you can be accountable to with those goals as well. And even though you are in a job at the minute, but you know you're so creative, find elements of the work you're doing that allows you to still be creative at work. That's how I started, that's how I left KPMG actually. They would remember me for the last team I was in, the artist stuff I was doing, you know? So that was within that environment. If I didn't have that moment, I wouldn't have felt led to leave, if you know what I mean,
It's amazing. That is, I'm truly inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm
same. I actually want a notebook. I'm so happy I'm going to be able to watch this back because, my mind's just ticking. I was just saying, I want you to finish the SMA. What's RT?
RT, what was...
Can we start again? S is...
Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, timely.
The realistic kind of just like throws a spanner in the works. Like,
you know what? It does. Yeah, go on.
Well, because, you know, Megan Good.
I know. Oh my God,
You know?
he's touching on part of the masterclass. Do you know what? I always say realistic is what realistic means to you personally. People can say it's not realistic because you don't have her as a contact, but the fact that she exists on a platform called Instagram, and so do I think it's realistic enough that she can see my content.
Look at you. You just bring that down like that.
Sorry, that kind of just spewed out.
Yeah, no, it's
because someone would say it's unrealistic because I don't have her number. But
today, but like it's that whole thing of you know, sacrificing who you are today for who you can be.
Yeah, genuinely. He's right.
And where can people get hold of you? Where can they buy from your shop?
Yeah. Okay. So toyorights.com. That's where all the artwork exists. Toyorights.com. Toyorights on Instagram. Where else do I exist? Toyograms for my own personal Instagram. What else? March 4th for all that personal development, vision boarding, entrepreneurship, brand partnerships.
And they get a 15-minute free consultation, right?
15-minute free consultation. Actually, so capitalize on that, and then from there, you'll make your life gonna happen.
Right, guys. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. We've been Blocks2Bags. Thank you for tuning in to another episode.
Whoa.